AEW Revolution 2021 came and went. Was it good? Was it bad? This is the first time I review wrestling on my channel. You're seeing this correctly. For the first time on my channel, I am reviewing wrestling. I've always been super passionate and always been a huge fan of wrestling. I've shown off things here and there on my channel before of wrestling. This is the first time I'm tackling a review. Now, yes, there are big channels like WrestleMania, What Culture Wrestling, Cultaholic, Wrestling with Regret. They all tackle the same thing. I'm doing the same thing, but I just love wrestling and I've always wanted to incorporate this onto my channel. So with that being said, I've prepared a review here. AEW Revolution 2021, as I mentioned. We'll go through the matches, and I'll mention which ones I liked and which ones I didn't like. So let's get into it. So AEW Revolution 2021 was held at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. The event runtime was 3 hours and 42 minutes. Your ring announcer for the event was Justin Roberts, and your commentators were Excalibur, good old JR Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone. First match of the night was for the kickoff show. We had Thunder Rosa and Riho versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and a mystery partner, as Rebel got a doctor's note from Dr. Britt Baker saying that she can't wrestle, she's in crutches. Britt Baker's partner ends up being Maki Ito. A few back and forths. Wasn't the best match. I mean, honestly, I find that AEW is lacking when it comes to their female talent and competition. And Rebel comes in, hits Thunder Rosa on the head, while Britt Baker is distracting the ref. And then Britt Baker pins Thunder Rosa for the 1-2-3. We kick things off in a big way with Inner Circle's Les Champions, Chris Jericho and MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. This was a great match. You had the Young Bucks. Young Bucks were diving with all their acrobatics. Chris Jericho, I find, can still move after 30 years of experience. I'm not a big fan of MJF, but he can really hold his own as well. 2 count roll-up pins. This is my first review, guys. I'm not trying to get into everything. But finally, to end the match, so yes, to end the match, and after a few roll-up pin 2 counts, Chris Jericho applying the Lion Tamer, doing a couple lion salts. The Young Bucks, Nick and Matt, finally applied the Meltzer Driver. This gives Matt Jackson the chance to cover and pin Chris Jericho, and they retain the Tag Team Championship. Second match of the night was the Tag Team Casino Royale. Really awesome match as well. This featured, I have them all written down how they came in order. You have the Natural Nightmares, who entered first, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. The Dark Order's 5, Alan Angels, and 10, Preston Vance. Santana and Ortiz from the Inner Circle. Matt and Mike, the Seidel brothers. Then there's the Dark Order, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. The Gun Club, the Gun Club, my apologies. Austin and Colton Gunn. Pretty Peter Avalon and Caesar Bonomi. The Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Bear Country, Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder. Then one of my favorites, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. The Butcher and the Blade, who were accompanied by the Bunny. Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. SCU, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Ray Phoenix and the Bastard Pac representing Death Triangle. The Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. This was a match to witness. There was so many people involved. At one point, the ring was just filled with tag teams. At one point, QT Marshall eliminated the Gun Club, and Dustin Rhodes was looking in shock because QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes are on the same team as the Gun Club. The Nightmare Family. QT spits in Dustin's face. One by one, people are getting eliminated. It comes down to, finally, Jungle Boy versus Pac and Ray Phoenix. Now, you really think that Jungle Boy has no chance here? Luchasaurus was eliminated earlier on before Jungle Boy had any chance. So he's just literally in the ring against Pac and Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix gets Jungle Boy outside the ring, but not over the top rope, under the rope. And he literally dives through the rope to get Jungle Boy. And Vanessa looked at me and she was like, man, I hope the people he dived into behind the barricade were okay, because that move was insane. Gets back into the ring, Jungle Boy eliminates Pac, and then it's down to Rey Fenix and Jungle Boy. And they're doing a dance around. You think Rey's going to eliminate Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy looks like he's going to eliminate Rey. Again, same thing. Finally, Rey Fenix eliminates Jungle Boy. And Rey Fenix and Pac, representing Death Triangle, have the shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championship. We cut to backstage. Dasha White is interviewing Paul White, formerly known as Big Show in the WWE. She's asking him if he can shed any light on who the new AEW signee, the mystery acquired talent, is. All Paul White says is, I'll tell you something right now, I don't think anybody can outwork him. Ryo Mizunami on the past AEW Dynamite won the women's eliminator tournament match against Nyla Rose. So she got her chance to take on Hikarushita, the champion. A lot of back and forth, like I said, a lot of taunts, a lot of flexing, a lot of fun going on with Ryo. And Ryo kept telling Shida that she cannot beat her, not even in 100 years. And after a lot of back and forths, finally Hikarushita gets Ryo Mizunami with an abundance of Tamahashi kicks to the head. She flops down, Shida pins Ryo, and she retains the women's championship match. After the bell rings, Britt Baker, Reba, and Maki Ito charge to the ring and attack both women, beating the living shit out of them. Thunder Rosa comes out to assist, clears the ring. The big money match. Adam Hangman Page versus Big Money Matt Hardy. Alright. The stipulation for this match is if Hangman Page wins, he gets all of Matt Hardy's earnings for the first quarter of 2021. Matt Hardy can still wrestle at his age. Outside of the ring where Matt Hardy is crushing Hangman's Page with the steel steps. Hits him with a few twist of fates outside the ring. Hangman Page doing his best to defeat Matt Hardy. Finally, towards the end, Private Party come out to try and help Matt Hardy. Isaiah Cassidy distracts the ref on one side and distracts Hangman Page as well. Whereas Mark Quinn on the other side is checking on Matt Hardy. And they're still distracting, trying to get Big Money Matt to win the match. Till Dark Order runs out to the ring to help out. Hangman Page gets a huge buckshot lariat on Money Matt, and he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. Adam Page gets Big Money Matt's earnings for the first quarter of 2021. He and the Dark Order, hug, celebrate with a bunch of beers. The ladder match, the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Winner of this match has to climb the ladder and grab the brass ring that's dangling, which looks like a giant gold preservative that you use in the water. I don't understand why they were wrestling for this thing, but anyways. You've got the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer, you've Platinum Max Caster, we have American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, one of my favorites, Penta El Zero Miedo, and the mystery contestant was All Ego Ethan Page. A lot of going through ladders, yes, as per usual. At one point, Cody Rhodes takes Penta through the ladder. They rush Cody Rhodes out because he's injured. Lance Archer just looking like a big beast and monster, power bombing and choke slamming everybody. You think he's gonna win. Cody comes back. At one point, Penta keeps setting up the ladders and he's taunting and doing his and you think Penta's gonna go up. No, Scorpio takes him down. It's down to Penta, Scorpio Sky, and Cody. Penta goes to the top of the ladder. Scorpio Sky goes to the top. He knocks down Penta. Cody comes up, and it's a fight between Cody and Scorpio Sky until finally Scorpio knocks Cody Rhodes off the ladder. Scorpio Sky climbs up and grabs the brass ring. I couldn't be happier. I'm an absolute massive Scorpio Sky fan. He gets a shot at the TNT title against Darby Allin at the next AEW Dynamite. Right after the ladder match ends, we get to that point where AEW is announcing, here comes the new mystery talent acquisition. All you see on the screen is outwork everyone. The words Christian Cage appears on the screen. A huge pop from the crowd. Christian, going by his Impact name, Christian Cage, walks down to the ring, has a contract in his hand, signs his AEW contract, opens up his shirt to say outwork everyone. Captain Charisma is your latest talent signing for AEW. We then get to the before main event. The street fight. Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Sting and Darby Allin. This was a cinematic match. A street fight. Starks and Cage pull up in a green Lamborghini to an undisclosed location that looks like a broke down arena. When they get inside, a whole bunch of, I guess, acolytes of Sting and Darby Allin are there. Starks and Cage looking very brutal and very strong in the match. I believe that this is the only way that they could do something with Sting, because Sting is, 62 years old at the moment. I don't think that a regular match would suffice right now because they don't want to hurt him. Starks looks at Sting and tells him that he can't wrestle without his bat, so Sting throws it to the top. Brian Cage is beating up on Darby Allin. He takes him further into the broke down arena. Brian Cage sends Darby Allin straight through a glass window. Holy shit, man, that was crazy. Powerhouse Hobbs and Hooks from Team Taz come and ambush Sting and Darby Allin. They go back to the front where the ring is, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. There is a ring in this. But they go back to the front, and you see Darby Allin's on the top where Sting threw his bat up to, and he throws it down to Sting. Sting breaks off his bat onto Brian Cage's back. He puts Brian Cage onto a wooden surface that's covered by a sheet. Darby Allin, from God knows how many feet up in the air, driving elbow, and goes through the surface all the way down with Brian Cage. This leads to Ricky Starks and Sting into the ring together. Starks running. Huge spear onto Sting. He pins Sting. 1, 2, Sting kicks out. They get back, they dance a little more. Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop. 1, 2, 3. Darby Allin and Sting won the street fight. And now it's time for your main event. I need a sip because Ash was insane. Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, versus Jon Moxley. Exploding barbed wire death match. I cannot make this shit up. This is a match that's done often in Japan. They brought it over here. The feud between Kenny and Mox has been going on since Winter is Here, where Don Callis came to the ring, popped Mox on the head, cheating so that Omega can win the championship. What is there to say about this match? Holy fuck. This has got to be one of my favorite matches in the last couple of years in wrestling in general. This match was just crazy from the beginning. It starts, a couple of wrestling moves here and there. Omega smacks Moxley over the head with a trash can, driving it into his skull. Moxley is busted the fuck open. This guy's face looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin's face back at WrestleMania 13 in his match against Bret Hart. That's the blood shed coming from his face. I think Mox took barbed wire to the back twice where it sets off and exploded. Omega took barbed wire to the back twice as well, exploding it. Oh my, holy shit. Moxley paradigm shifts Omega outside of the ring into a fucking board of barbed wire, causing that to explode. That busts Kenny Omega open. Oh my god. Omega pins Moxley at one point. Mox kicks out and hits the barbed wire, and then barbed wire explodes into Omega's face again. Oh my god. Then the Good Brothers come out. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, the Impact Tag Team Champions. They come out, they help Omega. Omega pulls up a barbed wire baseball bat, smacks Moxley over the head with the barbed wire bat, and explodes in his face. Omega pins Moxley. 2 count as Mox kicks out. Omega getting frustrated now. Blood covering the ring. The Good Brothers continue to aid Omega in beating the shit out of Moxley. They set up a steel chair, and then Kenny Omega sets up Moxley for the one-winged angel. He gets the one-winged angel on Moxley and pins him 1, 2, 3. Then after this, it's just the Good Brothers and Omega beating the living tar out of Moxley, rendering him unconscious. Eddie Kingston comes down to the ring after Moxley has been handcuffed by Omega and the Good Brothers. Kingston is trying to uncuff him and save him. But as the clock winds down, the ring explodes as Kingston covers Moxley. EMTs come out from the back, same thing for Jerry Lynn, to try to help an unconscious Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley as the show goes off. What can I say about this, what other people have not already covered? I thought this was a fantastic show. AEW does this thing where they don't put out pay-per-views every month like WWE does, or, they go every 3 to 4 months. So it's awesome to see because they literally put stuff together properly. Ratings. As for the pre-match, Thunder Rosa and Riho versus Britt Baker and Maki Ito, I give that a C. It was on the pre-show. I'm not a fan of Britt Baker. I really can't stand her character. Thunder Rosa's cool. But I can't, I've had enough of Britt Baker. She's just annoying to me. The tag team match. Young Bucks versus Inner Circle's MJF and Chris Jericho for the tag team championship. I would give this a solid A. I'm a huge fan of the Young Bucks, and I was surprised to see MJF and Chris Jericho work that well together. So definitely give it an A. That was an awesome match to look at. Casino Tag Team Royale. I'm giving that an A+. To see all those tag teams share the spotlight in one big match. A+. Great match. Great Battle Royale. I mean, I was a little sad. I wanted Jurassic Express to win. But hey, Rey Fenix is a fantastic wrestler also, so I'm not disappointed. Ryu Mizunami versus Hikarushita. I'm going to give that one a C. It was a good match. It lacked some excitement, I find. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I give it a C. Again, like I said, I feel like AEW's women's division is not the greatest. So, but I mean, they're two very strong competitors. But it's just that it wasn't as exciting as it should have been. The big money match: Adam Hangman Page versus Big Money Matt Hardy. I'm gonna give that a C-. I thought that it wasn't not the greatest match. I think that one and the ladder match were probably my least favorite matches in there. So again, C- for that. The ladder match itself, the 6-man ladder match, I'm going to give a C- as well. I mean, I personally, I know there's a lot of people that like them, but I personally am not a ladder match fan. I find those matches take too long to get where they're going. And especially this, I found it ridiculous that they were fighting over a brass life preserver, you know what I mean? I just thought the match itself was not that great. The street fight, the cinematic match, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Sting and Darby Allin. I was pleasantly surprised. I will give that a solid B+. I thought that the match, yeah, it was cool. It was fun to look at, and like I said earlier, they have to be careful with Sting. And it was a way to get him wrestling and not have to injure him. And then the main event, the exploding barbed wire death match. Holy fuck! I love this match. I give it an A++. Such an amazing fantastic match. If you can, please go check out this match. When the ring exploded at the end, I forgot to mention, it looked really dumb. It just looked like a bunch of fireworks going off. But still, the match itself was awesome. Fantastic pay-per-view. Go check it out if you can. It was a great show put on by AEW. That was AEW Revolution 2021. A little parched after all that. I know that I didn't do an in-depth review on every single match. This is my first wrestling review. I've always been really passionate about wrestling. I stopped watching wrestling for a very long time until one of my very good friends, Amit, got me back into watching wrestling back in 2015, and since then I have not looked back. As he once said to me, you came back to wrestling and you came back in hard, and yes, I did. I'd like to do some more of this stuff, not only AEW, but I'd like to cover some NXT. I'd love to cover some New Japan Pro Wrestling, maybe some Ring of Honor, maybe some Impact here and there. I don't know. I have never watched Impact in my life. I might cover some WWE. I'm not the biggest fan of their product. Yes, I'm subscribed to the network, but I'm not the biggest fan of the current product. I'm more of an NXT fan, but WrestleMania is coming up, so I might do a review and my thoughts on WrestleMania coming up. I actually might review some old shows on the network, so that could be cool. Again, like I said, let me know what you thought about this review. My next video coming up will be my mystery toy bag unboxing, as I promised last time. That's it for me today, guys. And as always, it's cool if it's nerd cool. Peace!